Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our journey to that 250,000 subscribers. By the way, we're not going to stop there. And I'd like us to try to get there before November 5th. But after that, we're going for 500 and a million because there's still so much for us to do. So hit the subscribe button and more importantly, share with a friend. So I want to talk to you now about last night. Last night when Kamala Harris delivered her closing remarks at the ellipse. And remember, the ellipse is where everybody had met before the January 6th insurrection. And let me tell you something, it was great. Here was a crowd before she started. It was incredible. Play the clip. And despite Dementia Donald's continuous claims that Kamala Harris's crowds are small, 75,000 people showed up there. 75,000. He makes a big deal. Over 18,000 at Madison Square Garden. 75,000. And you know, he also turns around and says she's low energy and that the crowd of listening to Kamala's low energy. Here's the crowd's response when Kamala took the stage. Play that clip.
Good evening, America! Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy lives.
Doesn't look like low energy to me. Again, delusional Donald has some belief that it's almost like bizarro land, right? Up is down, down is up, left is right, right is left. What's he talking about? You want to talk about low energy? You take a look at some of the crowds when Donald is speaking as they're making a grand exit right out of there because they just had enough. They've heard the same whining grievance bullshit time and time again. And I'll tell you something interesting because during her speech, Kamala turns around and she tells the crowd something that I've been telling you here on this show forever, that we know who Donald Trump is. And when we know who Donald Trump is, believe it. Play the clip.
Look, we know who Donald Trump is. He is the person who stood at this very spot nearly 4 years ago and sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol to overturn the will of the people in a free and fair election.
Right? Seriously? She's standing, so smart of them, standing at the spot that he turned around and told his people, which believe me, it wasn't 75,000, it was more like 8,000 or 9,000 people, where he told them, I'll meet you at the Capitol, right? We can't let this stand. She then turns around and she talks about something that Donald will never, ever talk about, uniting the country. Whereas Trump, on a daily basis, continues to try to divide us. In fact, he has at least been successful in that. We are right now a divided United States. Play this clip.
Donald Trump has spent a decade trying to keep the American people divided and afraid of each other. That is who he is. But America, I am here tonight to say that is not who we are. That is not.
If you think that Trump and MAGA aren't now sweating the shitting bullets, concerned about the size and the enthusiasm by this crowd there at the ellipse and all across this country, You got another thing coming to you. I'll tell you that. She then goes on to say, again, something completely different than the speech that Trump made at the inauguration, that she will always listen to people, regardless of who they voted for. Again, the exact opposite of what Trump said in his inauguration speech in 2017. He only wants to be a president to those people who take a knee for him, that show fealty and loyalty only to him. Play the clip.
The drive to protect hardworking Americans who aren't always seen or heard and deserve a voice. And I will tell you, that is the kind of president I will be. I'll be honest with you, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. But here's what I promise you. I will always listen to you, even if you don't vote for me. I will always tell you the truth, even if it is difficult to hear. I will work every day to build consensus and reach compromise to get things done. And if you give me the chance to fight on your behalf, there is nothing in the world that will stand in my way.
I want to remind each and every one of you something that Kamala said that she intends to do when becoming president of the United States, of course. That there are certain Republicans that she wants to put into her cabinet. This, my friends, is an unprecedented move. It's unprecedented. She wants to establish a unified United States of America, not a divided United States of America, where you only have people signing loyalty oaths to one individual and bowing and taking a knee and acknowledging, regardless of how ridiculous, stupid, erratic that idea may be. She wants to be the exact opposite. And she has demonstrated this time and time and time again. And she also addressed Trump's comments about something which affects me more than probably any of you, when he talks about the enemy within and what he plans to do to all these individuals. When he starts calling out names like Nancy Pelosi or Adam Schiff, or he wants to go after the president of NBC and MSNBC, and he wants to take away the license for, say, CBS because he didn't like the way that they aired a clip regarding Kamala Harris, and he's making all of these ridiculous allegations that they cut the clip in order to make what she said sound real and normal. I mean, seriously? This is a man whose sole purpose in winning the presidency is to enrich himself and to use the United States government as his personal tool in order to exact revenge and retribution on critics and people, again, that he calls the enemy within. Play the clip.
Our democracy doesn't require us to agree on everything. In fact, we like good arguments from time to time. Just think of your own family, right? It's not the American way to not have disagreements. We don't shy away from robust debate. In fact, we like a good debate, don't we? We like a good debate. And the fact that someone disagrees with us does not make them the enemy within. That's right. They are family, neighbors, classmates, co-workers. They are fellow Americans. And as Americans, we rise and fall together.
Yeah, we do. We rise and we fall together. You know, lastly, I want to show you an additional clip of Kamala talking about how she wants to make progress within America. It's something, again, completely contradictory to what Trump says when he goes on the stage to these love fests, spewing hate and divisive rhetoric. When you're starting to see, as I showed you at the very beginning, you're starting to see boats of Nazis and swastikas all over, and the claims of that are derogatory to Black people and to Hispanics and to Haitians and people from the Congo and everybody in between. Play that clip.
And here is my pledge to you. I pledge to seek common ground and common sense solutions to make your life better. I am not looking to score political points. I am looking to make progress. I pledge to listen to experts, to those who will be impacted by the decisions I make, and to people who disagree with me. Unlike Donald Trump, I don't believe people who disagree with me are the enemy. He wants to put them in jail. I'll give them a seat at the table. I pledge to you to approach my work with the joy and optimism that comes from making a difference in people's lives. And I pledge to be a president for all Americans. And to always put country above party and self.
Again, that when she talks about Donald Trump, talks about putting people in jail, enemies within, he's not joking. He did it to me. When I was unconstitutionally remanded back to prison because I refused to waive my First Amendment constitutional right and not publish a book and not talk to media about it. I was sent back to solitary confinement where they kept me for a total of 51 days. If you think Donald Trump doesn't intend to do this to other people as well, he's got you fooled too then. And it's why I turn around and I say, you have to listen to the words that come out of Kamala Harris's mouth very carefully. When she says she wants these people at the table, the people who disagree with you. To those of you who are around my age, you remember the days of Tip O'Neill when there were fights going on inside, not only fist fights, I mean verbal disagreements between parties. But afterwards, Tip O'Neill, Speaker of the House, used to do? Let's all go out for a beer. Let's go have a drink together. Let's go break bread. Let's figure this out. Because when we figure it out, America wins. It's why, my friends, I'm going to end this episode as I do all. Make sure that you're registered to vote. Go to vote.org. And more importantly, make sure that when you get to that ballot, you take as many people with you, and each and every one of you vote Harris Walz 2024. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. We're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.